हरि ओम कवितार्किकसिंहाय कल्याणगुणशालिने श्रीमते वेंकटेशाय वेदान्तगुरवे नमः। श्रीमान् वेंकटनाथार्यः कवितार्किककेसरी वेदांताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि. So today I would like to address a certain comment by a follower of Shankara, it seems, which reads as follows. Narayana Upanishad says Brahma Narayana, Shivascha Narayana. Narayana is Brahma, Narayana is Shiva. Krishna in Gita says in 6.30, Yo mam pashyati sarvatra sarvam cha mai pashyati tasyaham cha pranashyami sacha me na pranashyati. One who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, for them I am not lost, nor are they lost for me. The problem with Vaishnavas is that they limit divinity to viShNu, Narayana, much against the Shruti. This limiting of divinity is a narrow abrahamistic interpretation, for neither Christianity nor Islam admits any other divinity apart from Christ or Allah, and so on, so on, so on. So Vaishnavas unfortunately masquerade as Hindus, but propagate Maulvi and pastors' narrow interpretation of divinity. I am really short of words as to why they have such a narrow interpretation of divinity, notwithstanding the correct interpretation of Nrisimha Tapaniya Upanishad, given in this case by yourself, Swami Vishwasa Vasuki. Now, there are so many errors in this comment that rather than having to type, I decided to make a video. Now, the Shriman Naveen Gubba, he quotes something called the nArAyaNopaniShat. Alright, let us see what the nArAyaNopaniShat itself says. So this is the nArAyaNopaniShat, Krishna Yajurvediya nArAyaNopaniShat. Om sahanavatu sahanau bhunaktu saviryam karavavahi tejasvinavadhi tamastu ma vidvishavahi. Om shanti shanti shanti. So that's how it starts with the Shanti mantra, and then it says Atha purushoha vai narayano kamayat prajasrijeyeti. Then you see Narayanat prano jayate manah sarvendriyani cha kham vayurjyotirapah prithvi vishwasya dharini. Narayanat Brahma jayate, Narayanat Rudro jayate, Narayanat Indro jayate, Narayanat Prajapatayah prajayante, Narayanat Dvadashaditya Rudra Vasavas Sarvani cha Thandansi, Narayanadeva Samutpadyante, Narayane Pravartante, Narayane Praliyante. So here, what is absent? Brahma Narayana Jayate, Rudro Narayana Jayate, Indro Narayana Jayate, Prajapatayah Narayana Prajayante. Who is absent? Vishnu. That there is no contradiction in saying that Vishnu Narayana Jayate, because it could refer to the Vishnu in Vibhava Avatara as per Shri Vaishnavas. However, note its absence. There is no Narayana Vishnu Jayate because Vishnu is Narayana. nArAyaNopaniShat makes it 100% clear. Narayana is separate from Brahma, Rudra, Indra, and so on. However, you see in Narayanasya Sarvatmatvam Agrimak Khande Pratipadyate. In the next Khanda it makes it clear. Atho Nityo Narayana, Brahma Narayana, Shivascha Narayana, Shakrascha Narayana, Dyavapathivyaucha Narayana, Kalascha Narayana, Dishashcha Narayana, Urdhvancha Narayana, Adhashcha Narayana, Antarbhishcha Narayana, Narayana Evedam Sarvam Yadbhutanyachya Bhavyam, Nishkalo Niranjano Nirvikalpo Nirakhyatah Shuddho Deva Eko Narayana. Nadvitiyosti kaschit ya evam veda Vishnureva bhavati, Vishnureva bhavati, so Vishnureva bhavati. Alright, so here as well you can see Brahma is identified with Narayana, Brahma Narayana, Shivascha Narayana, Shakrascha Narayana, Dyavapathivyaucha Narayana, Kalascha Narayana. What is missing? Brahma is there, Shiva is there, Shakra is there, Dyavapathivi is there, Kala is there, the directions are there, up direction is there, down direction is there. What is missing? Vishnu is missing. because it's obvious Vishnu is identical to Narayana, whereas Brahma, Shiva, and so on are not. Now, if I say this is Vishwas, this is Vishwas, this is Vishwas, this is Vishwas, and this is also Vishwas, does it mean that only this is Vishwas, or does it mean that Vishwas is everything? Right? There is a difference. Now, if I say Vishwas is all this, right? That makes sense. But if I say this is everything, or this is everything, does it make any sense? No. So you see that they have said in conclusion very clearly. Sa Vishnureva bhavati, Shuddho Devo Eko Narayanaha. They don't say Shuddho Devo Ekaha Brahma, Shuddho Devo Eka Shivaha. No. They say that Narayana is everything. They don't say Rudra is everything. They don't say Brahma is everything. They distinguish Brahma and Rudra, who are born from Narayana, though they are born from Narayana, they are not different from Narayana, because being born from Narayana also, they don't become entirely different from Narayana. Just as even if you cut off my hand, Vishwas remains, right? So there is a difference between the hand and Vishwas. Similarly, when you say this is Vishwas, you are not wrong. And similarly, you are not self-contradicting yourself by saying this is Vishwas. Similarly, they are not, the nArAyaNopaniShat is not contradicting itself by saying Shivascha Narayana, right? And saying Sarvam Narayana. Alright? So, whereas Narayana is Shiva, Shiva is not Narayana entirely. He is a part of Narayana, or he is an entity controlled by Narayana, as my hand is controlled by me, right? He is a sharira of Narayana. That Shruti makes it clear. I have shown the yasya AtmA shariram, yasya prithvi shariram, and so on. The Shruti goes. So there is no confusion. In fact, this shows that advaitins such as in this case Sri Gubba Naveen ji, they haven't read and understood the Upanishads properly. Whereas the Upanishad clearly says Narayana is Brahma, Narayana is Shiva. No, no, it doesn't say that. They say Brahma is Narayana, Shiva is Narayana. There is a difference. And they say that Brahma and Shiva are different from Narayana because they are born from Narayana also. Alright. However, even if you phrase it like this, it is not difficult to understand. It is very easy. It is straightforward. Sharira-Shariri Bhava with Sharira-Shariri Bhava, as illustrated by me, it's entirely clear. And Krishna and Gita says the same thing. We don't disagree with the understanding present here. And the further claim, the problem with vaiShNavas is that they limit divinity only to Vishnu, Narayana, which is against the Shruti. No, this is entirely false. vaiShNavas don't limit divinity to Vishnu or Narayana only. Now, if some Vaishnava does it, he is mistaken. This is not the mainstream Vaishnava ideology at all. So, if one says that Vaishnavas limit divinity to only Vishnu, Narayana, and so on, they are being as fraudulent as Sri shankarAchArya might have been, when without understanding Pancharatra, he tried to portray that Pancharatra propounds Jivotpatti and so on, just guessing different options as to what Pancharatra might say. So this is not honest behavior. You have to, when you dismiss something, you have to understand what they say. Now, what does divinity mean? Divinity literally means devatA. Vaishnavas and Shaivas are polytheist, whereas Advaitins are not. Or rather, I should say, neo-Advaitins are not. Shankara was better. He was a Vaishnava. This I have explained in a different video. Now, Vaishnavas do not limit divinity or devatva to Vishnu only, because they are absolutely clear that they are devatas. Indra is a devata, Shiva is a devata, Brahma is a devata, Ganapati is a devata, Subrahmanya is a devata, and so on. There is no denying it. However, they say that they are subservient by nature to Bhagavan Vishnu. And Bhagavan Vishnu is the Antaryami of all other devatas. He is the supreme devata. That's what they say. So this there is a misrepresentation, a lie regarding Vaishnavas. This should be corrected by anyone who intends to be honest. Even the ISKCON people who say that who say rather clumsily that Indra is a demigod and Shiva is a demigod and so on. Even they say, they use the term God. You see, even when they say demi means half. God means Deva. Even they don't deny divinity. So, they say that Vishnu is Deva. That doesn't mean that other devatas are not devatas. So this misrepresentation should be corrected by advaitins who consider themselves to be truth seekers. If you want to do propaganda, you can do such misrepresentations. Otherwise, it is not a good behavior. And see, this is not the only place where the advaitins err. For example, there is just like nArAyaNopaniShat, there is nArAyaNa-sUktam in Taittiriya Shakha. nArAyaNa sahasra-shIrSham. Okay, that's how it starts. Sahasra-shIrSham. Alright. So here it is. So here also Sabrahma Sa-Shivas-Sendras-Soksharas Paramaswarat is there. Alright, here it is. Tasyashcha shikhaya madhye paramatma vyavasthitah Sabrahma Sa-Shivas-Sendras-Soksharas Paramaswarat. So some people take this and say that, okay, your nArAyaNa-sUktam, it says that Narayana is Brahma, Narayana is Shiva, Narayana is Indra, Narayana is Akshara Paramaswarat. So it means that all the devatas are the same. This is not at all what nArAyaNopaniShat says. It says that just as I explained earlier, you see that there is no reference to Sa-Harihi. There is a mendacious or doubtful patha of the same sukta where there is a Sa-Harihi inserted here, violating the Chandas badly. However, in the Dravida Patha, which was commented by devatA-bhaktas, and which is still called, which has a uninterrupted record of transmission, there is no Sa-Harihi here. So Hari is Brahma, Hari is Shiva, Hari is Indra, not the contrary. And even if you take the doubtful form Sa-Harihi here, alright, if I insert Sa-Harihi, alright, even if you insert it like this, it doesn't mean what you think it means, what you claim it means, that all these devatas are identical. So if I say this is Vishwas, the Atma inside is Vishwas, does it mean that Atma is equal to head, is equal to the hand? No, it does not mean that at all. So shankaras who try to find argue that all the devatas are same, they should find some superior pramanas rather than these ridiculous ones, which are nArAyaNopaniShat is very important among vaiShNavas, and nArAyaNopaniShat sahasra-shIrSham, nArAyaNa-sUktam is universally respected among all Vaishnavas. It is not that Vaishnavas don't know these things. They just understand them correctly. And even Bhagavad Gita, quoted by Sri Naveen Gubba, he so even that, let us see if I can quickly pull it up. Let us see. All right. So this is what shankarAchArya says. shankarAchArya was not like neo-shankaras, neo-advaitins. He, commenting upon Bhagavad Gita 6.47, he clearly stated, yoginamapi sarvesham rudradityadi dhyanapuranam madhye madgatena mayi vasudeve samahitena antaratmana antakaranena यो भजते यो माम समे युक्ततमः मतः अतिशयेन युक्तः. So vaiShNavas such as Adi shankarAchArya do not deny the divinity of other devatas. They do not deny the propriety of some people worshipping other devatas, adoring them, and building their temples and so on. No, they don't deny all that, unlike Islam and Christianity. However, they say that, following Sri Krishna's words, they claim that they are yuktatama, atishayena yuktaha, because rather than focusing on rudradityadi dhyana, they focus on vasudeva. Vasudeve samahitena antaratmana te vartante atah te yuktatamaa. So here itself you see there is yuktatama, and then there is a distinction. Yuktatama means superlatively the best people following the best yoga, right? So there is a gradation here. It's people who are focused on Vasudeva are said to be superior to people focused on Rudra, Aditya and so on. Okay, as per shankarAchArya, who correctly understands Bhagavan Krishna. So this accusation, just because Sri Vaishnavas or Vaishnavas in general have a gradation between worshipping adoration of Vishnu versus adoration of Rudra, that they are like Christianity and Islam, then unfortunately you are branding your own shankarAchArya, you are branding Sri Krishna as Muslim, Mullah, pastor, Christian and so on, which is nonsensical. Whereas what you are doing, you are saying we are advaitins, we are shankaran advaitins, we think that all the devatas are same, therefore what we say is superior to what others say. We are superior to others. You are also showing the same kind of superiority. It is not that you are humbly accepting that Advaita is one way of therapy. Other ways of darshan also exist. They could be valid. We don't insist that our darshan is supreme. No, you are also having a superiority complex, which is in fact very unjustified. And so people such as Sri Naveenji should reconsider what nArAyaNopaniShat says. They should not just take some sentence. They should read it fully and understand it fully. And similarly, other Upanishads as well. And as well as Bhagavad Gita and shankarAchArya, as he stated it, rather than as some twisted sampradaya which has grown over the centuries, ascribing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of works to shankarAchArya communicates to them. Rather than trusting that blindly, they should actually read shankarAchArya, actually read Bhagavad Gita, actually read Upanishads, and come to their own conclusions. Thank you very much. Namo Namaha.